make a petrol tank. A piece of 6-inch diameter aluminium tubing. Maybe about 13 inches tall, so I need to hacksaw this to a 13-inch length. Put a score cut round to start, keep me straight. It's 3.2mm thick. We'll take a bit of sewing. Pretty square. It's only wobbling because this bench isn't flat. Yep, that's pretty square. So I do need to do a wee bit of chamfering on here when I weld the top and bottom on. There'll be a hole in the bottom with an outlet for the petrol, and a little pipe to the centre at the bottom, and then the top will have a filler and a rollover vent. And that's adequate amount of fuel for the hill climbs and sprints, and it's not likely to run dry and slosh about. Won't need any baffles or anything in it. That's my filler, bought from Torx. Very nice, 2-inch diameter screw top with an O-ring. This is my outlet for the bottom of the tank. It's curved down the way to get right to the bottom, and then this will weld on to the side of the tank. It takes a 10mm hose, and this is the rollover valve. There's a ball bearing inside, so when the tank goes upside down it blocks it off. This mounts inside the tank. This will be welded to the tank at that point, then the top screws on. I've modified the top. I'll just get the right, so that's the bottom bit there that's got the ball bearing in. Ball bearing drops in there. That welds onto the underside of the top cover of the tank. There's a nylon washer for the outside. It came with this screwed in end. This is where the ball bearing seats on. It falls upside down. Threads into there. It did have a -6 fitting on this side, but I didn't have any -6 fittings to pipe that I wanted. So I turned this down and threaded it 1/2" UNF and made up this outlet with 1/2" UNF, and then that just screws on there, and again a 10mm rubber hose will go in there, and that's your breather that you take down out of the car. It's got a 7mm diameter hole up the centre. That should get enough air into the tank. Right. Remember, I just welded that. Just about. Put my dig finger on so I don't burn myself. Fine, still got the edge there. That'll do. Try it this time. Tack this on. I have ordered a couple of laser cut top and bottom plates for the fuel tank, but they haven't arrived as yet. Tracking is a bit unresponsive to find out where they are, so I shall start cutting out a couple of bits of plate to suit. I don't know where I put the plate. It was here a minute ago. There we go. Found it. Got some 3mm aluminium plate marked out the bottom, and I'll just attempt to cut that out on my bandsaw. focus it on there. Right. Well, it's actually the bottom thing. That's the one I mean. It's the flat area. Yep, there we go. Just a little bit of fine trimming to do, and then weld it. Right, now got a 2-inch hole in there and a smaller hole for the vent. Probably get my plasma cutter and cut out that. Probably the easiest way. Plasma cutter and a file. Yep. I mean, I could chain drill it. I haven't got a big enough hole cutter to cut that out. Yeah, I think plasma cutter and a file. Typically, I just cut out the 3mm plate versions of the top when my laser cut 2mm versions came. Postman just been. Oops. So now you've got a choice of those nice ones or the ones I cut out. Okay, I fired the compressor up, connected it to my plasma cutter, got my disc marked where I want to trim it to, and then I'll file it out to the right size. That's it. There we go. Size is 15, it's bigger than that. Right, just go weld that round there. The weld in there as well, once I get it all square. Got a big weight on the top, a weld the top. That's the tank finished. So it's got the inlet to the screw cap, rollover valve, mounting bracket to the bulkhead, and I've added 3 feet to raise it off the deck and give me clearance to put the outlet pipe on. So just got to drill, ouch, that's still hot, still got to drill 3 holes in the bottom and 2 in the bracket, and the corresponding holes in the panelling on the bodywork, and that will be my new fuel tank. It fits in there. I just need to mark and drill the holes in the bulkhead and in the floor. It's all bolted in, bolted through the bulkhead, bolted through the floor, plumbed in. Just need to fill it up now. Right, let's see if we've got any fuel leaks. Fuel pump's on. Away quite nicely. A bit from the O-rings there. Let's open the screwdriver and see, have a look at those. Yeah, O-rings on those jets are leaking.